Welcome to Wind Down Podcast with Ross the Boss.
My.
And today we're going to talk about dog ass Trump and his executive orders. And that's it. Cheers. Not to him, but to this conversation. Mm-hmm.
That is not what I expected you to say. Trump has been in office. Wait, when was the? Was that the 20th?
One day. No, but I'm sorry. So
signing off on these executive orders left and right.
Left and right. Yeah. I mean, the big one, they're all big, but the immigrant, the ICE, all of this stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I think that if they was already here,
yeah, let's talk about that one. One of them was the removal of birthright citizenship, which is like,
that's something else. That's basically when two illegal immigrants had a child here in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
And now he's trying to send the baby back too.
Yeah, he said the baby can go.
Yeah, I feel like that's crazy. But then again, aren't they gonna go back anyway if the parents gotta go? I wouldn't want to leave my baby.
Right.
So
18 states that I've seen so far are suing him.
Yeah.
Or not him, but suing for that. So but that all ties into the whole, because he's been very adamant about immigration laws and
from the beginning.
And he just remember he
and I seen this girl post like, I voted for him, but I didn't think this today. I didn't remember him ever saying nothing different. She said he lied to us and stuff like that.
Well, what did he lie about?
I never heard him
his
say.
First campaign, he ran it on the guys of.
He was trying to
build a wall. All back to in Mexico. I'm sorry. The illegals coming from Mexico are criminals, and they're messing up our economy and this and that. He wanted to send them back and build the wall up. So his view didn't change.
It didn't change.
He just didn't. I don't think he was so, because I feel like that is what his campaign was more so about last time. This time it wasn't. He focused on the Haitian immigrants that were eating cats and dogs. Remember?
Oh yeah.
He talked about that. He talked about the ones from Venezuela that were. So he was still talking about
everybody
immigrants.
To go.
It was still. It's still immigrants. That's exactly.
He wanted us to go somewhere.
Bitch, he can ship us back. He damn sure will ship us back.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, remember he said the blacks.
Africa.
Oh, the blacks love me.
They love me.
Love me.
They can stay. They've been on enough boats. No, it's not even funny though. Like, we not listen.
Black folks, we gonna joke about everything because we've been through too much pain in this country. So we're gonna make everything a fucking joke.
Or try to laugh and crying.
But it's real because this stuff is really going to affect. It's going to affect us.
Yeah.
The DEI removing that, and then like corporations like Target. I think Walmart did theirs when he got into office.
Yeah.
Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, he did it when he got into office. I mean, when Trump first got elected too. So corporations started removing that from theirs, which like Target, that does affect like small black businesses that are trying to
Tabitha and I mean.
But here's the thing: what God has for you is for you.
Hello. And
can't nobody take it away.
Hello.
But it's just like
with or without an order.
Right. But it just goes to show, like, he really is dead set on making America white.
Let me tell you something. He done had 4 years to figure it all out. From the time he was president before, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't have 4 years to figure it out, come back stronger. He was elected back in. He had 4 years to figure it out, including his billion-page plan. What's it called? His plan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he been talking about the wall since the first time. So what makes you think he was gonna come back? And he had a large Latino, Hispanic, whatever voting. What makes you think he came back this time and said, "I changed my mind"?
He never said that.
He never said that.
That's not that for him. That does not make.
I don't get the vote.
And I can't stand when people always go like, "Well, he's such a good businessman. He's playing business." But I'm like, all his businesses went he filed bankruptcy on all of them. How is he a good business? Like, I I get the whole filing the bankruptcy thing because you could start another business. I get the whole finessing of this stuff, but I'm like, no, he's shown that he is not a good business. I just hate when people.
I feel like he has power more so, just like he's a felon.
Oh yeah,
he's a felon, but he's remember
they said during the election that would appeal more to the black folks because he's a felon, so we could relate to that. I ain't no felon, so I can't relate. And I'm not talking shit about felons, but I'm like, no, that's not relatable. And black folks.
That was a slap in the face.
That was because we're not just felons. Like, what are you talking about?
That was a slap in the face. Of course, because he's a felon.
Because they don't think we're.
And if your felon ass voted for him, you couldn't vote. But if your ass voted for him because your cousin Ray Ray got a felony too, and y'all related, you're crazy. Well, you know, a lot of people when he came in said, well, he just trying to get rid of, and this is no quote from me, he just trying to get rid of the Mexicans or the Hispanics, so we ain't got nothing to worry about. Sweetie poo, we do. It's going to affect you in ways that you already check your taxes soon and check your returns. It's going to affect you not because he's trying to kick you out, but because he's trying to make it harder here for all those that can't afford it already.
It's not even about to be, I feel like it's not even about race. It's about class. About class. You either rich or you poor. Ain't no middle nothing, because the middle class is the one that pays all the taxes.
Yeah.
Like the rich who actually should be taxed more because they have more.
So you do believe that the rich should be taxed more? I do
think they should be taxed. And I get they work hard for. Well, we all work fucking hard for our money. So that's not a reason. I do feel like the wealth should be distributed a little more evenly. Mm-hmm. There's no way that people in this economy have to choose between. So people should not have to choose between groceries and gas, especially, and people are working 2 and 3 fucking jobs just to be able to pay their bills, the cost of living, rent, like it's just ridiculous. Yeah. Like,
but do you feel like, okay, so let's say
now
you became rich,
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that now because I'm from the bottom looking up. If I was at the top, would I feel like that? I don't know. So I'm gonna just say John Legend said if he was looking out for his individual wealth, he would vote for Trump. Mm-hmm. If he's looking out for his community, then he would vote for Kamala. Yeah. So that's
true. Yeah.
So again, I'm speaking, this is my perspective. I'm not in the like 1%. I'm not in that right now.
Because if you're asking me for, I'm just throwing up stupid numbers. If you're asking me for 50% of my check, and I'm only making whoop-de-wop-whoop, and then you're asking also the same percent from the rich, that ain't gonna phase them. That 50% is phasing me.
Right. But again, I'm looking at it from this perspective. No, I don't think the rich should have that. However, if I was in that tax bracket, what I feel like, why do I have to pay? Because sometimes when I used to look at my paycheck, when you would look at where all your the taxes they took out, I would be like, who the hell why am I paying? Like, even like the Social Security. Why are y'all taking out Social Security? Because the way you guys said it, by the time that we are of that age, it's gonna be gone. So why am I paying Social Security? No, because it's being paid. The people now are receiving what we're being. I don't agree with that.
And not only that, by the time, let's see, retirement age now is what? I want to say 65.
But people can't retire at 65.
They can't. And by the time we're in our 60s, it's probably be 80 by then. They're trying to make it to where you get so much older where you won't be around to even collect. That's what they're trying to do.
That was another one of Trump's executive orders. Remember how he's trying to reverse. Remember Biden made it so the elderly senior citizens with their like Medicaid, they wouldn't have to pay so the prescription, the money is too much. Well, he's trying to reverse that.
He's trying to reverse everything.
Yes, and I'm like, if you actually looked at, if like somebody is literally living off of so just say Social Security alone, say they don't have a pension. Social Security alone ain't shit. Like, you ain't getting no money with Social Security alone. You get it more so with the pension too. But that's not even, unless like you started your
medical, I don't think.
So I do know somebody who is not retiring. They're like doing another year or so that they can collect the full for their medical. So they do have to work longer in order to collect it. Even your pension, some people I know, depending on like what company and when you got in, you may get a certain percentage of your pension if you work this. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's not.
Let me tell you something. What else is his? He signed about it's only male and female.
I think that is going to affect a lot of people. That one too, because everybody does not identify male and female.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I feel like they're like us. I am what I am, and I don't know if it'll affect them as far as what they have to put on paper. But will it affect how they think and what?
No, I don't think it's going to affect them as far as that. No.
But
you are who you are.
Take it back though. I think also he's trying to. It's going to affect them because he said that physicians, teachers,
he's
and all
cutting the
hormone stuff, and that's.
And I just saw yesterday. He signed where prisoners. Like if you're a trans woman in a female prison, you need to be transported to the male prison ASAP. And they're people. The ones in charge are pushing back because they're like they're going to be killed in the men's facility. And he said to stop the hormone because I believe they still get the hormones in prison.
Why would they be killed in the men's facility? That's what they have a penis. They are
because they have boobs like a woman,
right?
But they have certain
now that are.
But I think they have certain wards. I thought for that specifically. That's not in like general population. Like yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on the prison too.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't see why they would get. Well. I ain't gonna say I can't see how because there's a lot of homophobes in and out of jail, and so I can't say. But there's also in jail now. Instead of Stacy, it's them in there.
Oh now. Yeah.
But he just for sure himself as a woman,
and they might not have if they've been taking hormones. They have titties like this. So, that's totally different. Yeah. So I don't know.
Really big fail, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest and say that. You can identify whatever you want to identify with. However,
okay, I was just about to ask you that.
It takes a lot to remember these things. If I grew up with you and you've been a female all this time and then you want me to call you something else, it's hard and I probably will slip up and be like, girl,
right.
Girl, so
I did that on accident.
Yeah, I did it on accident.
And it's like, it's not on purpose. It's just what comes out.
But
just like when I'm talking to a dude, talking to my brother about a story, I'll be like, bitch, and I don't even mean to. Yes.
But I did that like, girl, I mean. And so it's just about how I knew you already.
Right.
How I knew you already. And it's a big change, but I don't give a damn what people want to be. Hey girl, they got the don't get me wrong, I forget what they call them. The ones that think they're animals.
Oh yeah.
Or that are animals.
I forgot what they're but no.
I forget what it's called.
You remember the exact term. But yep.
So I guess Trump is kind of like, where do we draw the line then?
I think so too. I mean,
each his own. Let me tell you something. Read this shirt. I'm so much about it because I really don't give a fuck about it.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
I really don't.
Cheers to that.
Hello and good day. Whatever you want to be, whatever you want to do, and things like that. Just know, though, that everybody don't have to agree. I'm sure you don't agree, and they don't agree with a lot of shit that heterosexuals do. So it ain't that we don't agree because, oh, you're gay or you're trans. Right. It's because you a person and I ain't got to agree with you. But for those homophobes, yeah, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, because if you're, say you're a trans woman, I don't agree with, we're having a discussion. I don't agree with your stance on something. I'm not transphobic.
Yeah,
I just don't agree with what your opinion. Yeah. And it is what it is. It doesn't make me like you less. It's just like, I just don't agree with that. We can agree to disagree.
In this era and certain communities and the youngsters, very sensitive.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very sensitive. There is I was watching some back in the day, comedy and shit. Ain't none of that no more.
Girl, I was saying Bernie Mac would have been canceled, and he was the best of the best.
Almost a lot, all of them. Where we from? How we girl cancel, whatever the fuck that means. pretty much you can't have your own opinion, or we want you to be canceled.
That's what it is. They want you to censor your opinion, and I don't.
They want you to be censored in so many areas.
Like, I think it's like, oh, it's so full of hate, and so, but it's like, well, if that's how that person feel, that's how they feel. If they choose to put that out there, that's how they feel. Now, if
they put it in the world, that's just like racism, though. Like, you feel how you feel. Don't come at me with it. If somebody's homophobic, don't go around looking for trans people or gay people or whatever. If
but sometimes that is what they do.
That's what they do.
That is not. That's what they do. They want to provoke.
Just like racism, Karen. If you don't like black people,
but racists too like to provoke. Like to say yes. I'm Karen. Yeah. I'm going to provoke you, so now I can use my white woman tears as a weapon and be like, I'm so intimidated. And she's so aggressive
by color.
But I think, so I think that's what they do to trans people too. Try to provoke them. Then when they respond, oh my gosh, and I don't think that's correct
the real
either.
Haters is, not haters. There's people out here killing them and all that.
Just I don't agree with that.
They chose or choosing. What did the fuck?
I don't agree with that.
Go home and sleep on it. And like, how did you even? It's predators. That's what it's called.
It is.
It's predators out there on black folks, that community, our community. It's all kind of predators. So I don't agree with none of that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about as far as just not agreeing with something.
Excuse me. So I look at you. Oh,
that's the way you look at me like you were surprised. You did it.
My fault.
Forgot what the fuck you was.
I did. The conversation begins so good, I be forgetting that. My bad. Excuse me.
Wait. So, what do you feel about what other measures does he have going on? That I think he signed 9.
Yeah, I know he wanted to create the External Revenue Service to collect tariffs from other countries.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, that's going to affect us, the American people, because we're going to have to pay for that.
Girl, he don't even.
So I'm like, we're already struggling. Remember how people were like, oh, I voted for him because he's supposed to be lowering gas. He's supposed to be lowering groceries. Then he gets into office and he was like, yeah, I don't think I could really do that.
I don't know if the girl was trans or not. He said, imagine voting for Trump and he turned around and said, no, bitch, you a boy.
No, for real.
No,
like, motherfuckers got duped by him. That nigga's a finesser, okay?
And they all are. They gonna say what they gotta say.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
To get up in there.
That's a politician for you.
It's a politician.
So, but I'm like, y'all let a reality star become a fucking whatever.
Y'all might as well vote for me and Pedro.
I mean, that's what they did with Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was a fucking actor turned president. Like, the fuck?
Oh,
that's why he did so much damage too. And let's be clear, because people be talking about Trump. When Trump was in office the last time, we were living in Obama's economy with Trump. We weren't living in Trump's economy. We were living in Trump's economy with Biden.
Yeah.
So, and we started to feel it with Biden. I'm just saying I need to stop doing that. But just put that out there.
To be honest, every president that I've been alive for, I ain't seen no big change in my life. I see that taxes are high as hell. Like, the more you make, the more they take and things like that. But in my personal life, I haven't seen like this huge change. I remember when the whole medical and things like that. So that's why the next episode, you'll be hearing about entrepreneurship versus 9-to-5s. And at this time, I'll just say that this is probably the time for entrepreneurship, because
for sure,
if there's going to be nothing to say that they can't discriminate, nothing to say that you should be included and all of that, you might have to go out on your own and do your own thing for your own money and your own shit.
No better time.
If there could be another Black Wall Street, I'm all for it. However, we also got to realize that today's Black people ain't the same as those Black people. They could actually have a whole town get along, have Black doctors, Black lawyers, Black everything, without taking from each other, and that's why they burned it down. It was successful and things like that. So today, can we have that without Ray getting in my car and trying to steal it?
No, I feel like our ancestors were more resilient than we were. Like somebody said in the comments, people have to understand. I forgot what the post was, but it was something racist. And so a black lady was like, people have to understand we are not our ancestors. Like, we will fight back. And somebody responded to her and said, you're right. We're not our ancestors, because they would already start a revolution and burnt this motherfucker down.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, so there's people out there that's doing it, but you have to have a large following. You have your Angela Rise and your Tamika Mallory's and your Jasmine that's trying to do it, but if they don't have a large following of their own, they're pretty much fighting a battle by themselves. And there's plenty of people that's following, that's Killer Mike and there's plenty of people that's for the movement. And even if you're not marching with them, you could be still for the movement in other ways. However, there's a lot of people to try to get on that movement train before it can really
and there's a lot of division within the conscious community that talks about it's so much division. That's what infuriates me. If the whole purpose and the whole goal is for us to have our own, build our own, like everybody I feel like at the end of the race, everybody has the same goal within like the conscious community, right? Everybody has, but to get there, everybody's ways are different. And then you start beefing with this one, and it's just like
that didn't just start because then you
no, it's not. That's what the Willie Lynch letter was about.
You got people back in the day that was still for hire to kill our own and to kill, assassin people and all that shit.
It's nothing worse for white America than to see black people unite and come together.
Right. And that's why they always try to stop it when it happens.
Don't let other races unite with us and come together. They can't. Dan, that's what I think they wasn't feeling about TikTok either.
Right.
Because TikTok was so much exchange of information and people don't like that. I know people keep saying TikTok is different now. Have you been hearing about how it's different?
Supposedly, if you block, because Facebook all of a sudden during this down stage,
you're supposed to block all the meta stuff.
You're supposed to block all of that.
I didn't do that yet.
I did. I went and what happened? Girl, immediately I had a different type of timeline. I was not seeing all of that. Before I blocked it, I was seeing a whole lot of Trump, first of all. After I blocked it, girl, all kind of stuff just started popping up that I was not seeing. So maybe.
So this time for me, I didn't block it yet, but I'm on my timeline currently when I came back on. It's stuff that I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That wasn't up there before I left too. So I was like, let me go in there. And I need to just go block it and see what happens.
Which makes you think then they got all of our information and all that. I believe that.
Oh yeah.
I believe that.
That's why we could have a conversation about something and that the ad is gonna pop up for you because they're listening. And while we're talking about that was part of his executive orders. He signed the 90-day extension for TikTok. Like whoever America should be having 50% of. It's just one of them things to me where America got a lot of MF nerve. You mean this person from China created this and you feel like you're entitled to a piece of it because it's appealing to the American people and you feel like you deserve a piece of it. That's America for you.
That's America for you. Mm-hmm. They want their piece of the pie. It don't matter who baked it. They want their piece. So and then they're gonna start charging. Period.
It's gonna be something. I never got on Twitter.
Netflix done went up.
Netflix went up.
Everybody tripping.
I've never. I don't have a Twitter. Or I mean, an X account. But I'm like that one. They said is just like a free for all after Elon took that up, and I can't believe he is like in a position of power in this country.
I can believe it.
I'm just like, well, he of course he bought his way in.
Right.
However, I'm just like. Motherfuckers from South Africa. Tell him to go get them fucking politics together in that country together. Like, why are you dipping in our shit?
I don't know.
And people that still buying Teslas, I gotta side eye you because he don't like, especially if you black, he don't like your nigga ass. You might have to edit that out because I don't think I could say that.
I'm not.
I'm just saying, it's what Kanye said. Even if you in a Benz, you still a nigga. Like.
You still a nigga.
So all that tap dancing for you still a nigga. You might just be less aggressive and abrasive. You might be that cool one, but you still a nigga as far as they concerned. That's why it's like, yeah, we do need to start our own. This is the time for, I know we keep saying like, it's a whole thing of black women. This is our time to sit back. We don't give a fuck what's going on with this shit. We're planning business, we're traveling. We're creating businesses. We're going back to school.
I feel like people always try to sit back and mind their business, but it's hard.
It is. I'm minding my business.
People be like, I'm gonna sit back and it ain't my business. They still be in the business. They still be commenting. They still be on some. Matter of fact, since we talking about that, and I know it's off the subject of Trump's executive orders, but if you're gonna say you a girl's girl, if you're gonna say that you pro-black, if you're gonna say all these things, why do I see just most of y'all in the comments talking about y'all own sisters and y'all own black women? It be the black women. I'm sorry, it do. The Karens are scared to come on the show on different platforms and talk.
Oh yeah, I mean, black women get it from. We get it from every direction.
Yeah,
we get it from every direction.
Girls, your girl's girl, and then you got your pro-black. That's not on that. That's like all for women. Period. But then you got your ones that be on there just talking, and then you go look at another comment they made, and it's like, oh,
okay. Since we're talking about that, I'm like, so black women, I remember when Kevin Samuels was like real popular. Like you either hated him, or you loved him.
Yeah.
I happen to have loved him. I'm one of the ones that loved him.
No.
Can't even lie. Loved him. Do not. I did. But I'm like a nigga, so I don't know. A lot of this stuff I'll be like, yep. But when he made this statement about who is there to kind of like check black women. Mm-hmm. And remember, he was like, Monique tried to check y'all about the bonnets, and y'all went in on her about wearing airport bonnets in the airport. So it's like that whole thing of like, can't nobody tell black women nothing. Like we're going to. But when I think about it too, I'm like, the reason why black women are the way we are is because we get it from every direction.
We do.
We get it from every direction.
That, right? If a female is in the airport with a bonnet, you gonna look at her and be like, they're wrong, and keep it the fuck pushing.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
I feel like, why do everybody got a comment about a black woman? Everybody.
Because
the black man, the white man, the white woman.
It was getting to a point, like they showed the video, the girls had bonnets on, they had like pajama pants on, they had like little.
And how young were they?
They had to be in 820. They were grown. Okay. They were grown. To be honest, I feel like that's their business, but it kind of was like, ugh, did you take a shower?
And that's cool. Like, if we have an opinion on it,
that's their business.
It's cool. That's me. I might kiki all day. Look at this dumb bitch. Woo, woo, woo. I'm not gonna. So your words are powerful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna speak on it. I'm probably not gonna even comment on the video either. Because my opinion is mine. The same bitch is the same. Every other bitch is talking about me too. Like every other. So when it comes to him, which he ain't even worth talking about, but when it comes to him, he was talking about. Damn. He was talking about black women, black mamas. What type of man just ain't going?
No, he did
come for you because you got 2 kids.
Okay, so we need to do a whole show about that because remember, I mean, according to his, now I liked him, but according to him, don't nobody want me, don't no man want me, but my baby daddy. I'm just saying, right? I'm not valuable as a woman according to him.
Right.
But I still liked him and fucked with his message. I don't know. I just did. I don't know. It's something about him that I just, certain stuff that he was saying, I'd be like,
because he was saying shit. Yes. That's why you liked him. That's it. He was
I liked him. But you could tell he was broken in certain ways too. Like he needed his own therapy. However, anyways, we done got
back to executive orders. Okay. What else? Because it was 9. So anyway, I just want to say, if you guys, if we missed one that he signed in,
it was
comment below.
Plenty of them.
I know we missed
federal workers having to go back into the office. But it is up to your.
So it has to be voted, right?
Yeah, it's like up to your manager whether people need to go to the office. Then there's a thing.
And
there's
if the
not
enough. Don't want to go. Y'all ain't going.
There's not enough office space, and I was saying it's dependent because a lot of federal workers have contracts too.
Right.
They're not remote workers or teleworkers. So there might be in their contract to telework. So they're not necessarily going back in office. Yeah. It's like stipulations there. And then you got to think about the union. has to get involved in that. So while that was something that was done, because I don't know why people think that you need to be in the office to be productive. Honestly, when like the pandemic happened and I know like I had to work from home, they got more work for me from home.
Right.
I worked around the clock because wasn't shit else to do but to work.
Right.
And the days that I wanted to be like, okay, I'm gonna drink tonight, I gotta drink by my fucking self. Okay, so maybe I won't work those extra hours tonight. But I'm like, when you work from home,
money too. No lights, no
office building you have to pay for.
Yeah, and I'm saving gas.
And if your manager needs something at 10 o'clock at night, well, you're still on the computer working, so you can get it to them at 10 o'clock at night. Like that's how it was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't think that's the smartest too, but in people's mind, you're not as productive when you work from home.
I think he's just trying to pass all. I think he is.
God. He's trying to come in like the dictator. Like, he wants it to be
like a new. He's like a new manager that can try to come in and change everything.
Yeah, like, and you like, get the fuck out of here. This is how we've been doing it. We ain't switching this up.
He's trying to. The ICE men, they've been coming in. Okay,
we already knew that was gonna happen. Though, yeah, we knew that was gonna happen. That's always the first thing that happens.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't feel like all should be deported. I don't feel like all like they've been here forever. Like and let's just say everybody go, right? They gone, it's done. First of all, Latinos and Hispanics, they ain't finna just let it ride like this.
No.
I don't think.
And I'm like, don't be doing my brown brothers and sisters like that. Because I'm like, like, we could talk about.
I know Hispanics and Blacks have they didn't have their thing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, if we all could just get it together, black and brown, against the enemy, we'd be a force to reckon with.
I'm not gonna lie. So a contractor, like that was one thing. The black dude, and I get it because I was reading about like when you're in that field, like of being a contractor, the material, like they said like the Latino community kind of has it on lock, like the hair business, how the Asians have that on lock.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
It's more expensive for black men when they're getting into that. So they are going to charge you more because the stuff is more. Yeah. Versus, I'm like, I go to my Latino brothers for that because they hooks it up on the low.
They got all the hookups, okay?
I take my card. That's why I take my card because the other one is more expensive. Like, I don't know. I just feel like,
they do. I have some love from, and
me too.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's what I was gonna say. If they all were to go, right? The jobs they have now, the communities they have now, the homes they have now, is that then going to white and investors, or are they still going to make it affordable for those that are still here? Like, you don't think that because they leave, it's going to be better for you.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
They're gonna try to figure out.
It's gonna be like it's not like, because if we sit back and allow one to go, then now okay, fine. If you're illegal, I get that. There is some paperwork and stuff. So
because
that might
go to Japan and live without papers.
So I get that.
I get it.
But I mean, it's ones that were born here, and then it's legal immigrants that have actually either became naturalized. You know what I mean? They got their citizen, whatever they have.
So
right?
He trying to get rid of them too.
He is lumping. They don't give a fuck. They just lumping. I mean, I guess you have to, because it was a story. I think it was in the Midwest. The dude got lumped up into that, and he is an American citizen.
Oh my god!
So of course he had to. He ended up like being released because. But it wasn't right away. It took a couple of days.
And that's where the discrimination for the company. They don't give it.
They don't give a fuck. You look like it, you getting picked too.
That's what it's gonna be for me. So guess what? At this point, if you're Hispanic, whether you got papers or not, it's about to be a whole lot of discrimination, and ICE don't give a fuck, sound like, look like. So that's why this girl is they scared to come to work while I work.
Yes,
come to work.
That's what I was seeing too. Shit. They were
still
not
coming. Living to mate, but I can't. I'm scared to come to work. ICE gonna be there. I think that's fucked up.
It definitely is.
So, but on the other side, right? And I know somebody that was for Trump, and I know somebody that was for the whole. Who else should be able? Why should they be able to come across the border and live here? And they were trying to offer a whole lot of programs for housing for people that come, and then No. Either we gonna have the rule or we not. You're not gonna say they illegal, but if they do make it,
look what they did with the Ukrainian refugees, though. Yeah. Like I get it, but I'm like that wasn't. That's not. Wait a minute, but that's not our war. So why are we offering?
We always in
and no offense, I'm not, but no. I feel like why are these Ukrainian refugees getting more benefits than the people that are from this country and can't pay their bills?
Helping out somebody else while we got whole damn streets.
But don't take care of their own citizens at all. And then when they're helping other countries, we pay for it in our taxes.
But like, we're barely making it.
We're barely making it. That's what people have to understand. Like,
it's a whole Skid Row down here, and now it went beyond.
I'm about to say it's way beyond Skid Row.
Beyond that. So the
and
you
know,
I'd rather my taxes, if you're gonna take it, go on and help.
Right. And you know, it was people from Skid Row from other states because they would dump them into California. So that's a whole nother state issue too. It's just like,
I don't think that America should be helping no other countries, no nothing
at all
with where we are now.
At all.
Well, where we stand now.
From the homeless.
We barely
from homeless. Yes. Like I said, people having to choose between groceries and gas.
Yeah.
The majority, I think it's 60% or something. I forgot the statistic, but everybody is like lives paycheck to paycheck. That means everybody is damn near a paycheck from being homeless.
Motherfuckers be like,
I think it's
to New York, to
right,
California, and Hawaii.
But we're born and raised here, so we know how to make it do what it do.
$3,000 a month for that little square footage is normal. It's not normal.
It's not normal.
It's not normal. Because when you at your job, you making $2,500.
Right.
How is you doing it? We don't know.
But you do what you do.
We just doing it. We don't know. That's why everybody in California trying to go to Texas and go to Atlanta and go to Vegas. They went up too. But that's why you're trying to
everybody was especially during the pandemic, everybody from California was moving to fucking Nevada Las Vegas area. Basically, everybody was moving there because it was cheaper. So now Nevada has gone
up. They went up, but not as much.
Not as much as Cali still. Like we still have our gas. Like when people tell me that their gas is $3,
I'm like.
Even when I go to another state, like when we were in Miami during Christmas time, and I was like, gas is how much? Gas is $5 something for us. Like
no, not even. Now, but girl, it went up to $7. It was $6.69. I just passed not too long ago.
That's when I would go to Costco.
$6.17. Yeah, even
Costco went up, but Costco was cheaper than the other one. Like when I was paying $5.89, I'm like, but there's nothing you could do about it.
If you gotta
because you gotta get to point A to B, you gotta get there. Yeah. And let's just be clear. I was saying California, for it to be so expensive, the infrastructure in California sucks. Like our public transportation is a piece of shit. Like I don't care how many metro lines they make. There's no metro line that's coming in front of your door. Right. You still have to get to the metro line. So you either have to catch the bus, drive your car to the metro line, Uber, or drive your car there, park your car in the parking lot, and get up there. So it's still
you still need a little bit of gas.
You still need a little bit of gas. Like it's not, or you need some bus fare. You still need something to be able to get there. Like our infrastructure is a piece of shit. But listen, I ain't moving out of California. I would rather look. My cousin was like, "You burning I would rather have earthquakes and burning the fires than go deal with that cold front that the East Coast is dealing with. I don't give a fuck. I'm not dealing with no fucking snow, and I'm not. I can't. I'm not built for that. I was not.
I don't know.
I'm a tropical type of girl.
I'm not there, but I might leave as far as California. I wouldn't give a damn if it was Nevada, Texas, Atlanta, because
maybe Nevada, Texas. I used to say I wanted to move to Texas
because it's just
for a long time. I wanted to move to Texas.
It's too expensive to live out here, and even if I'm not saying for just the working class. Even if you got it, who should have to pay? And when I say square footage, I'm talking this your kitchen or this your living room.
No, seriously.
Like
what we pay for
$4,000?
What we pay for like a $2.6 million house in California is like worth $750. Yes. $750 in another state.
Yeah, maybe
$5. You know what I mean? Like it's just so ridiculous. And that $2.6 million, it ain't shit.
Like, you don't have to, and you can see your neighbors fucking right bathroom. Like, sharing driveways. The properties are so close together. It's just so ridiculous.
And out in certain places, I'm talking about land on land on land. They can build 3-4 more houses on their land if they want. That's why I told you. I be thinking about Californians. Like, why do they stay for the sun?
It is. We pay for the weather. Like, that's what this lady that I met though. She and her husband, they built their dream house in Texas. Mm-hmm. They live in California. Mm-hmm. They in LA. I think they're like say Marina. They have one of those condos out there. Mm-hmm. So they pay that condo. They work out here, but they're big ass dream houses in Texas. So they go to Texas on the weekends to enjoy their dream house. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, you can only enjoy it on the weekend because through the week you got to live in that.
Well, why not just move to Texas and they dream house?
And this is before the pandemic, so they were stationed out here. Like there was no work from home, so maybe they were able to move to Texas and rent out that one in the marina because that is expensive as hell just for a fucking condo. Anyway, we done got all off. That's the beauty of the wind down.
Don't come to Cali.
Yes,
and if you do come with some shmoney.
No, stay your asses out of here. The traffic is so nice when motherfuckers be going home for the holidays and shit. It ain't no traffic. Like, no, keep your asses out of Cali.
So we go just like Miami said. Don't come here.
That's what motherfuckers in Atlanta saying too. Don't come here. Y'all because they made the cost of living go up higher in Atlanta. So they be like, don't come here.
Don't make this your vacation.
That's how we feel about LA County. Don't come here. Keep your asses. LA is thirsty. Like you see how downtown look with that homeless population. You don't want to have to deal with that.
Cali ain't it. You want to see a beach? You can get a hotel.
Right. You don't have to deal with the fires, the earthquakes. Don't come to Cali.
But let me tell you, on the real though, and unless you're very well off, you're going to have a hard time in California.
You are.
If you don't come out here, I don't know where you're coming from. Let's say Florida or something. If you coming out here to want to live because you want to see Hollywood and you want to see the sun and beaches,
right?
You make sure your bank account is well off.
Well, that's why I seen like influencers and stuff that were moving to California. Like I think that's a good move because they move downtown in the high rises. They have the income.
They got it. You ain't tricking if you got it.
Right. But I'm like, unless you really have some
and those are income. Those are creator homes. So it's multiple people living there too that are making their money from.
That is true.
Being a creator and helping each other pay the rent.
That is true.
We're going to talk about celebrities one day. I got a whole lot to say. I think we're going to talk about that another time, but I think that people forget that they're regular people. And me, I'm not starstruck. If I've seen the ones that I do,
that's because we've been in here forever. Meaning,
I'd be like, "Hey, girl," and if she ignore me, I'm like, "No, the bitch didn't." I'm gonna act like just like somebody on the street, like.
I swear I'll be with you. Whoever I'm with, when we see, like, say we see a celebrity somewhere, we'll just be like, oh, there she go. And finish talking about our conversation. I don't give a fuck. This bitch ain't about to pay my bills, but I'm happy I saw her.
Yeah, she killed her.
Blessings. Yeah. Blessings.
But the people that really, they throw themselves at, and they think they just know these motherfuckers. Like, I love them so much, and I'm just weirdo. I find that that's
what they've showed you of their life because you don't.
That's it.
You know what I used to love? I always say that from back in the day. I loved when we didn't know, we weren't invited all the way into a celebrity's life, so we didn't know about you until you did a interview in a magazine.
And remember,
MTV had the
cribs.
They had cribs, and then they had Access Grand. I know was Access Granted BET. Because MTV had one too.
It wasn't MTV for sure.
Okay, Access Granted was on BET. Okay. But MTV had one that was something like that. Because that's when I remember I watched Eve. And I was like, I love her.
Yeah.
I think I was in 9th grade. I loved me some Eve.
Like, you can love them. And it's really some crazy ass people out here. And I just be like, what?
No, not love
Why
like
do
that.
y'all think y'all know these people? No. Like, they believe the same color. They don't believe gold just because they got stupid money. Like, I could never be that. But anyways,
my Gemini ass won't allow me to give a fuck about somebody that much. Like that I don't fucking know.
Are y'all stalking them?
I get bored easily. No, I don't give a shit. Now,
I do feel like some of the people, I do feel like they're showing their real personality and they seem cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like if we was under other circumstances and met in the streets or they was having
like, you know who I think
like
would be cool as fuck if we met? Issa Rae.
Yeah.
For sure. Keke Palmer.
Yes.
I think she SZA for sure is going to be a good time.
I don't know about you. I think Cardi B.
Oh yeah, Cardi B is
be
going to be a good time.
But I think those are real personalities that we're seeing. Yeah, like of course they go through their own little shit where they ain't all like that all the time. But yeah, I think certain people would be cool as fuck.
And look, I think I'm my own celebrity, so
hello and good day.
I don't give a fuck who you are. I like, cause you a celebrity. I'm supposed to bow down and act different.
No, it's some people that.
Cause if you disrespect me, I'm gonna give you the same energy I would give somebody else.
Somebody on the street.
I don't give a damn what your tax bracket is. Don't come over here with that. Like, cause I'm very respectful until I'm.
That's why I said. I remember going on a ship and walking in, everybody supposed to greet you, and I said, I'm already drinking, I'm happy drunk, and I said, hey, how you doing? The bitch looked at me and just like, and I said, you must be having a great day, no? And she said, hi. I'm gonna do the same, and I have to realize though these celebrities do that all day. They gotta stop and talk to everybody. They do. And pictures, but if I say hey, and then Issa Rae look at me like. I'm like, hey.
See, and that's why I will never.
I have to remember
speak to like when I've seen celebrities. Like I don't.
No,
I just like say they were saying such and such is in the building. I'll look. She look cute. But it's so girl. So I'm gonna continue my conversation because this.
And I don't think that would happen. By the way, about Issa Rae.
No, not at all. But I'm saying any celebrity. I just really don't be giving a fuck because I'm like, I don't
that much to have to go through the crowd to make sure you're seen and look at everybody and hey,
I don't give a damn. You
and
listen.
I don't get the job of paparazzi. That's a whole different. I don't know.
We're gonna have a whole thing on that because we have gone all the way off. Discuss Trump's executive orders because that was something that was kind of big this week, just with everything going on. The DEI one, we definitely want to get thoroughly into that because, like we brought up in the beginning, how companies can discriminate against you. Like they don't have to. There's no discrimination clause anymore. They can discriminate against you.
They discriminate now.
Yeah.
But now you won't be able to sue them if that happens.
And again, like Lil Duval said, well, black women, that's going to affect you. And a lot of black women were like, this is how it's been. That's exactly why we've gone and created our own. So,
and don't get me wrong, this is something that black people have worked on forever to get put in. So to try to just like Wade versus Roe.
That's my whole. When people talk about Trump being for women and women's rights, he's the one that put the fucking what is it, the Supreme Court justice in play. Like he voted him in. So this was him. He did this. So when y'all saying he cares about women's rights, no, he doesn't. Pooh. He doesn't want just like
he doesn't.
Just like how the women didn't have rights back in the day. He wants it to go like back to like the 1950s.
When he says MAGA, what America you knew was great for us.
He wants it to make white men shine again. He don't and the white women
make them say yes.
The white women are gonna be barefoot, and that's how he wants women barefoot in the fucking because while he's doing all this about immigration, your wife is not a U.S. citizen, homeboy.
Is she going back too?
Your wife is not a U.S. citizen. I'm just saying. So what are we talking about?
Going on? She just be sitting there like.
Remember the memes from this last time when they were like, she do not like him. She would hug him and then make a face.
He tried to hug her head. He was like, but how dare he when he has an immigrant wife?
I think they all are to keep it a bug. So Ivana is the one who I liked in First Wives Club when she said, "You don't get mad, you get to have everything."
I'm telling you, this Melania, Marla, and Ivana are his wives. Okay. And I don't feel like any of them. Marla, I don't know. I don't feel like any
Marla
of them
Maples seemed like she from here. Maples? That sound like she, like her people.
Her people is American.
Were settlers somewhere. In Vermont or something.
This bitch giving her a residence. He from Maine.
You know, I mean, she seems like okay. But the other two, we know for sure are not American.
Hold on. Is an American actress, blah, blah, blah.
Did I know? Is she from Vermont?
No, she was born in Georgia.
Oh.
Okay.
Damn, I'm way off. She was a Southern Belle. I was
pretty close.
I thought she was an East Coast. You know them East Coast white women be different.
Right. So do the country ones.
Yeah, they do.
Different. If you guys have any, comments below or your own opinion about the executive orders, or some that we may have missed, please comment below. And don't forget to come to the next episode with your wine because we feeling fine.
I'm done with mine.
Shit.
Okay.
We feeling fine, so you should be too. But we also want to know what y'all think because maybe we not saying, hey, even if we got some information wrong, go ahead and put it down there.
Please. Because I love to be corrected.
Yeah, we are good. Because we got some shit wrong.
Right.
Cool. And tune in for next time. Peace out. Wind down.